Come on, Tommy, let's go. I'm coming.
Hello, I'm Dawson Arvey, the writer and director of Orenda. I also star as Thomas Gray in the film. And to my left, we have Bastian Hill, who plays Michael Gray in the film, the main character. And to his left, we have Tyler Critchlow, who is the composer and sound engineer of the film. And on the other side, we have Brian Ray, who plays Victor Macias in the film. And to his right, we have Dominic Jordan, who is a cinematographer and editor of the film. Dominic, we'll start with you. How was the story brought to you, and what was your initial thought of it?
So it was first brought to me by a fraternity brother, a mutual friend of ours. He reached out to me and is like, hey, this kid I know is doing this film. You want to do it? I was like, yeah, sure, why not? You sent me the script. I read through it, and I actually enjoyed the script. It was like a really well written. I just liked how the story unfolded in there. Didn't you tell me a little bit something about that?
Yeah, well, I was kind of the polar opposite because I helped with the last film, the No Country for Love.
Hi, my name is Tyler. I am the sound engineer for the short film No Country for Love. I think it's a really powerful message. I think everyone's going to really respond well to it.
So I really got to see it from like just a little seed planted in the ground and then spurred up because, yeah, I mean, gosh, dude, we did No Country for Love, and then like 3 months later, maybe even 4 months, we were just playing ball, and then you were like, script's finished.
There,
Jumped right into it.
And the script was great. Like my first thought was just like, it was more horror-y than like the film turned out. Like the film's freaky, of course, but like there's just a wholesomeness to it that a lot of horror doesn't have.
Right. Yeah.
It's everything. It's like every genre.
No. Yeah. I think I think what it was too with you, because let's attack. How was the story brought to you? Let's go to that, and then we can kind of base it off, because we had No Country for Love, our previous short film that you just stated that you helped, and that was in May. But me and you had started in May. It was
actually April.
Was it April when we started working on the?
Or you were just kind of describing like what kind of sounds you wanted, and you were just having me listen to like just different soundtracks that that inspired you.
80s.
That's right.
Yeah. The Shining.
That was the initial vibe. Was like we wanted The Shining and
the Beach Boys.
And the Beach Boys.
Yeah.
But anyways, what was I can't remember how I brought the story to you.
Well, same mutual friend as Dominic. He brought at least us three together, Dawson and Dominic, and I mean, gosh, dude, it was. I remember talking to you on the phone, and you were like, "Yeah, doing like a sci-fi horror kind of thing," and then when we started writing the music,
that's right. It was the phone call. I remember that phone call actually. Anyways, continue.
And then, gosh, dude, yeah, because we had started meeting, and I mean, remember that horrible like piano lick? I was like, it could totally work, and you're like,
that's right.
It's not going to work, man. We got to move on. And I was like, damn it.
Right. Cool. I remember that.
So, and I mean, gosh, man, it took a whole year for the soundtrack. So like, yeah, like when I say like I saw like a seed planted, and now it's just like this fully bloomed thing. It's been really inspiring. But I was just anxious for the script to come out, man. You kept teasing this cool story this whole time, and then when the script came out, I'm like, okay, I get it.
And that's actually funny because that ties into Bash. How was it brought to you? I remember, but do you remember how it was brought to you? It was in the car.
Yeah. So going back, you and I have always been like yin yang on everything. Even though I wasn't like on set for a lot of the earlier projects, I was always like involved somehow. You would always ask my opinion because you and I have almost the exact same taste when it comes to everything, the way we dress, whatever, but specifically when it comes to art, film, stuff like that. But yeah, we were chilling in, I think I think it was your car, or was it my Charger?
It was my Jetta.
Yeah, your Jetta.
It was my Jetta. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. R.I.P. Ricky. You started out with we started out with sound. You said, okay, listen to this, and then I just want you to imagine this story. And it was
from The Arrival.
The Arrival, yeah. The ominous, deep, there's like a lot of deep bass to that, and that's like
that was like
there's a lot of
bass.
emotion to it as well. And then you kind of like started going off like, so this is what's gonna happen, there's these brothers, there's this horrific accident, and then there's this like creature or this thing that can be perceived as like whatever, however you are as an individual is how you're going to perceive the message of the movie. And we really got into it from there, and I was hooked, dude. I was like, dude, that's so sick. But the music is really where it all started, and thankfully homeboy over here knows his stuff, because
Barely.
I think he nailed it. But anyways, that's how it started for me. And then it took a while for the finished product to come out. You're bouncing lots of ideas and stuff off of me. Yeah, dude, but that's how it all started in the Jetta. And then, fast forward, dude, freaking, we still kept the exact same, not the exact same, like,
essence?
vibe, yeah, but it's pretty close.
To what we talked about in that Jetta.
It's unique, right? It's its own thing. You're not going to see anything
It's like its whole entity now.
Right.
But when it was that, and it's actually funny that's going to go into him. So obviously you started with me from the get-go, but when I brought this to you, if you remember, because I'm drawing a blank, and what was your initial thought?
I think we had just finished filming No Country for Love that summer, right?
You know something? You shoot a game of pool, you like good music, and you got a really cool name. How'd you like to go out to a party? You would? Oh, this is kismet. This is just fantastic.
I think. Yeah, and I think that kind of the story was so beautiful. I just think we had a lot of like fires we had to put out, and we weren't that good at the time of at putting them out, so we kind of just had this chip on our shoulder. And I remember we were talking about it after that film, that hey, like the next one we gonna fix all of this, all these issues and all that stuff that we had. And I remember you were, I think you sent me the first draft, and I was on my way to Costa Rica at the time, and it was kind of perfect because I read it over and I was like, I'm in, and then after that it almost felt like just a couple weeks went by, and then it was like instant rehearsal already, so like it went by pretty fast to me. But I think just out of the entire thing, what I took from it the most is like, okay, we got to get better on this one. You know what I mean? We got to do better. We got to put more people who are art lovers and artists in these chairs and in these seats, and it's like I think that's what made the difference on this one, is we had those people with the same ambition, because it's like we crack jokes about it all the time, but it's like it's just us two, bro, from the beginning, that, and we had a good solid squad at the beginning, so.
And in every way, in every single way, this project has been better in every single way that it can possibly be. You have every single person sitting at this table right now was in love with the project before that camera was even rolling. We were in love with the script, as like in other projects, maybe people were just kind of in it for views, for clout, stuff like that.
To give it a shot.
That's so cool, just to give it a shot. But everybody saw what it was like before on these other projects, and don't get me wrong, they were not terrible, and they all had like, they all meant well.
Yeah.
This one, we were like, this is
the right people.
We have to do this one, and we have to do it right. In every single aspect, this one was much better.
And that ties into actually my next question. And Bastian, you can answer this first. When you're thinking about the rehearsal process, because like you said, we were all, especially us here, we were all very committed and we were all very hungry. when you're thinking about the rehearsal process, what is the first thing that came to mind when you're thinking about it?
When I'm thinking back on it right now.
Yeah, what's the first thing that comes to
I
mind?
see me on our Zoom chat, and I'm sitting in the bathtub.
That's right.
Like
Going
every
over
single
dialogue.
day, we would go over dialogue. Where's it mine?
Yeah.
Getting the accent right.
Yeah.
Some funny memories, man. Man, we clicked so hard, all of us. We clicked so hard.
Because, and we can go into Ty, I can ask you the same question, but like we said, me and you started working and rehearsing really like on music and like creating the music back in April, May, and then obviously we started rehearsing all of us together in August. And mind you, we'd never filmed until November.
Like at all. Well, funny enough, my first memory of the rehearsal is watching No Country for Old Men and Zal's Chicken.
Oh, that's right.
Because like we'd get together like every Saturday and just just watch a film, get inspired, just bounce ideas. You would just describe your visualization of the whole thing, just kind of your vision, so we can all get on the same page. But yeah, I mean, I spent a whole year on the soundtrack, and I just we go get boba.
That's
come
right.
back to my place, and we would just hash out stuff until we had something tenable, and here we are. Like it's the whole ride or the whole experience has just been wild.
9 months in total from when we first started rehearsing.
Dude, the amount of work that goes into it, the amount of work that goes into something like this, like there's the film, which was what, like 3 days, 4 days.
Yeah, it was 3 days.
3 days.
So, and I mean, that was like, 20-hour days-ish, somewhere in the ballpark.
18, 20
The
every day.
months that go beforehand, like the rehearsal, dude.
Yeah.
Months getting every freaking line just right, the dialogue just right. There's so much work that goes into that.
It's really what helped us, man. No,
you're good, bro.
To touch on that, what I think of when I think of rehearsals was like, and it's not even like necessarily with rehearsals, it just has to do with rehearsals, is like grateful. Because obviously we went through, this is a question later on, but we went through a lot trying to get the film to work in general. So like the fact that we did have that time to rehearse saved our butts so much.
Especially with the issues we had day one of filming. Like if we weren't as prepared, I don't know if we could have gotten
We've been so
dude.
behind,
right?
Everything that could have gone wrong went wrong.
And we still got it done.
We did it, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Dom,
because of the rehearsals, right?
Yeah.
It's like,
I was gonna say, Dom, you kind of hopped in later on in the rehearsals, but like once you hopped in, I kind of have a separate question for you as well. What was your idea when you hopped in? Because obviously we were all already in the groove a little bit. So what was your idea when you hopped in and saw what we were already doing?
It was more so just adapt to what's going on. Just try to jump in and get to the flow with you guys, because you guys already have flow going. Yeah. You had, for the most part, had your lines down, knew what was going on. You were able to explain everything. But my thing was, I need to do my job here. I need to be able to get all these shots that we need to get when we get up there. So it's just more so me trying to just visualize everything of how it's going to be played out, how your move is going to be, how your movement is, everything. This way I'm in the right place at the right time and can get all the shots.
Yeah. So, to go into Brian, this is another question for you too. Like we've talked about, you were in every single film with me so far to date. And it's funny enough, our first film we filmed in here.
Yeah, man, I don't know if Liam's real about this,
Hey, but I mean, if anything, Hadley.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not adding up to 10 numbers.
I told you that shit was fake.
Yeah, just try calling it still, bro. Yeah, put it on speaker because I want to hear this.
Yeah, I got you.
To place a call in this area, you must dial the...
It's an unknown number, yo. Oh, Liam's always... Yo, it's from Mr. Sandman. It's ringing.
Yo, pick up, bro. Put on speaker.
And now we're talking about our last short film in here. So it's funny how things come full circle. But question is, I kind of want you to speak on the rehearsal process based on the prior rehearsals that we did, the very little rehearsals that we started with, to expand it to what we did with Orenda.
Well, I think just starting from the beginning, Sandman was like a no rehearsal thing. It was like just I think I slept over at Kaysen's house, one of the other actors, and we literally just practiced lines, like before we went to bed, and we showed up the next day, and it was like, well, let's hope we could do this. And a lot of them were one-shots too, so it was like, it was crucial for memorization. I had just got off of the TV show, so it was like, I wondered how these actors would memorize these pages of lines and dialogue, So it was kind of just like that introduction to that. And as it went on, I just think that you got a lot better at understanding the people you were working with, I feel like, and you knew how they work, and I think that was very crucial. It's like the 3 weeks of watching movies, you know what I mean, and just having coffee, like the smell of coffee in the fall, and like the leaves changing.
Right.
It's like
So good right
it was
now.
just like it's so nostalgic, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like I think we all were in high feelings moments as well, because you were going through like
I was also bringing my son into the world.
Exactly,
Like
so
during that.
we were all very like.
I wasn't, obviously, of course.
Yeah.
You were practicing.
Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah, but I think we were just all very. We showed up with our hearts, is what I'm saying. It was like a perfect time to just show up with our hearts, and I feel like the rehearsals were very crucial. We were able to have fun, but also take it serious, and it's funny because I feel like the rehearsals, compared to like when we shot them, it was so different. Like
I was actually leaving your ass, man. Shit.
you had to adapt and become malleable, so it's like we at least had an idea, and had a skeleton, for
The setting.
Yeah.
It's like we all see the movie in our heads, and then we get there and then it's a different setting. But thankfully we did practice so much, especially the combative scenes and stuff like that. We rehearsed it, so you just boom, flow right into it.
We walk through,
Yeah, and I guess this ties right into the next question as well. Brian, I'll ask you, we'll start with you. With the story and the character, did you ever bring any of it home? And if you did it ever affect your personal life with this film?
I think I was very early, in my acting understanding. I was reading a lot of books and, watching a lot of movies and, getting as much information as I can from wherever I could get it. But I feel like I had no choice but to bring some of it back home, a little bit, just because I'm a very psychological oriented actor. Like I really want to know the psychology of like why they're doing things. And then I think every single character I brought something a little home, but it wasn't so drastic where it like affected my life in any way. It was more of like, oh, I didn't know that I had this side of me that I could take action in real life and and make decisions. So I would say I did take it home, but nothing that I would say would like scar me or anything. No method acting.
You dream about me, huh?
Yeah. I mean, except Bash.
Bash,
I have nightmares of Bastion, but that's okay.
Did you bring this home with you, the story or the character?
Oh, dude, I can go very deep with this, man. It helped me so much. Like, well, for one, I mean, you wrote my character based off of me, who I am.
A lot of your
real
traits,
life, right?
a lot of your traits.
That's pretty much how I am in real life, except like I actually joke a lot,
Yeah.
But other than that, that's pretty much who I am. But so when I came back from my last deployment, I was like going through some really hard stuff, a lot of crazy bad things happened to me, and like I was diagnosed with some like not so good things through the VA.
Yeah.
And being him in that movie, but like that's who I am, But playing him and then having the outlet, like I screamed.
Yeah.
I felt so many different emotions. I let out my anger, and I'm sorry, dude, that I let it out on your face. I'm sorry that I actually nicked you, right?
Yeah.
When I hit you.
Yeah, you're fine.
Yeah.
I learned how to let a lot of that stuff go, the anger that I carried with me from my deployments, and like I said, the other things that were going on in my life at the time. I was able to let it go, and I brought that home.
Yeah.
It was extremely healthy for me to play Michael Gray, because I let out all of this anger that I just...
You left it on the field.
I did. I remember driving home, and the sun was setting in the canyon right after, you know, the final cut.
The sunset that night
it was
beautiful.
so gorgeous, and I brought that peace home with me. I let all of this anger go, and now I know that I can get rid of these emotions, you know, by letting it out, whether it's screaming or, you know, beating up Brian or whatever. Like,
so to add to that, dude, your acting was so good, and it
thank you.
It felt so real,
dude. I have to agree.
It
with
was
that.
real.
Seriously, man.
I really felt those things. But.
The confrontation in the film when you're just screaming bloody murder in this backyard, like I remember like neighbors. Yeah. But when we like got done filming that scene, I was almost like shaking because it's like it felt so real. And when you're in that kind of a heated moment, you know, like you brought emotions out from the rest of the crew. It was so good.
Yeah. I really appreciate that, man. Thank you.
So Ty, let's go with you. Obviously you didn't. This is what I can kind of ask you and Dom actually. Did you ever relate to a character so much where you brought one home, maybe like characteristics of a character home, or did the story at all kind of start affecting your life personally?
It was definitely more the story than, you know, direct characters, and you know, I didn't really have any choice but to bring it home with me because, like, you know, I've been playing guitar, I've been playing music for half my life, but I don't know what recording is. I don't know what what goes into a film score. I didn't have a digital workspace to actually make it. I didn't know what like a MIDI note was. So going in, I had a really steep learning curve, and you know, with my personality and it just being music, I loved every second of it.
Yeah.
Just because, you know, that's just the art of it. I want to improve for myself, but yeah, man, like learning Ableton, getting comfortable with this, you know, here's the emotion of this scene. How are we going to amplify that emotion through music? You know, like how can I help you get the point across that the scene is trying to make? I think I did a pretty good job.
I think you did a great job, man.
Killed it, bro.
I'm excited for everybody to hear.
I'm not just like trying to give you back some of that love you just gave me. Like, for real, I mean it. You are the man for the job.
I appreciate
for
you,
real,
man.
bro. You are the dude.
And you were like
You're
in every Zoom call, if you think about it, mostly every Zoom call.
I don't miss those Zoom calls.
Yeah, and
not
it's
one
like,
bit.
No. And I think
you don't miss
everyone's
seeing me in the
opinions are
bathtub.
appreciated.
I was like, check me out, guys. No.
You were just teasing us the whole time. We never got any good.
Yeah. Well, Dom, what about you? Did you take the story home with you at all, or were you able to kind of decompress every single time after?
I did, but every time I tried to, I would come up with more ideas of how to film this, because after reading the script, I'm like, okay, how am I going to translate this to film, and just look at all the different cinematic shots I can use, techniques. I just kept on researching it, like just looking at like different like horror themes that I can take inspiration from, thrillers, all this to just try to figure out just the perfect way to like just showcase this, including like coloring, to try to just bring it out even more. But yeah, for the most part, I could just decompress, let the story go, but then every now and then, because also my girlfriend's, she's a horror movie fan.
Yeah.
So she'd be putting on a horror movie, I'd be thinking like,
thinking about
I could probably use something like that.
Yeah.
And just get more inspiration that way.
Back pain. I know you brought back pain home with you.
That was after filming. That was after
cameras
filming.
are freaking
30-pound
For
cameras
real.
on your shoulder for
You did a great
16 hours.
job,
We'll do
dude.
that.
All day long, every day doing that.
Yeah.
Good job.
Dude, Dom, I felt so bad. First night of filming, we're in the woods. It's so cold. It's
That
dark.
was the hardest night.
Your knee was hurting, and we were on this. There was just this
The incline.
So you had to like awkwardly like get on your knee, get up and down.
Yeah.
You're trying to like hold this camera, and you're like, oh my god, can everyone please just get in their spots?
Yeah.
Don't shiver. Don't shiver.
That's right. Yeah. After we just jumped in water in
Killed it.
the middle of November in
yeah.
Utah.
No, I think that night was harder for me than the jumping into the water, because I was dreading that. that scene, the water scene.
Yeah, you were dreading that a lot.
Yeah, because I'm like,
and it ends up
allergies
being
there.
so a beautiful shot that I'm just so excited for
that
people to see.
was incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was.
I had a lot of fun filming that scene, and
Same.
Yeah.
With me not being in that water.
Yeah.
I was in
And
the
then-
far left field trying to fish actually. When
Yeah, you were.
Like, we were like,
And we jumped in a couple times. Like
Yeah.
we did several takes.
did a lot,
So,
yeah.
And then we had to wait for them to go back up the mountain.
Yeah.
And then go again. You
Yeah.
know, and then come out, and it was just like
Something you'll never forget for sure.
no, for sure. For
We
sure.
got it though.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, for me, to answer this question, to tie this all up, I felt like it never left me, even when I was like home, I guess, and at work, and like it was the only thing that would cross my mind. And I was coaching at the time too, but even like then I found it hard, like coaching, because it would just kind of start lingering into my life. The character, I wouldn't say ever took over my life. I was pretty good at decompressing from that. But as far as the story, as far as the story went, it never left. But I think it was a good thing being the director. I feel like it was constantly giving me new ideas to show you guys, to tell you guys that, like, by the end of it, what I first thought, going back to when I wrote it and it came to me, to when we filmed it, and even now when we're editing, my mind has thought so much about it that like it's just like evolved so much into something that was and it's funny because you think what it's supposed to be right here, and you're like, okay, I hope that turns out exactly what it's supposed to be like right here. But what you don't realize is the part that right here is like just evolution of us.
error.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Of us learning what was good, what wasn't. And yeah, so I'm very appreciative that it did take over my life, but in a healthy way, of
Well,
course.
like-
oh, it took your life over
You-
hardcore, bro.
You
Yeah.
can't be a director and not have some part of your in the back of your brain just like always.
Yeah.
There's just something in your brain that's probably just always
There's no
thinking-
trigger to turn it off for
Yeah.
sure.
Oh, yeah.
But
It's because
That's-
we're brothers, bro.
yeah,
Yeah.
bring it in. The next question that I was gonna ask, and Brian, let's start with you this time. With the filming, you guys all know, was a lot of film. I think we filmed in total 4 or 5 hours, and we filmed. It's a 40-minute film. We filmed 4 or 5 hours worth of content, 3 hours that we liked and trimmed down to 40.
That's crazy.
But what was your perspective on the filming process? How it was tough, but then also the good moments. What was your perspective?
I think everyone kept a pretty solid morale, and it was awesome. People give you the respect when you need your time before a scene, and then we can crack jokes, and I enjoyed the process. I think it was a battle for sure, and I think that's why we're so proud of it, and that's why we put so much into it. You know what I mean? And like, it consumed so much of our life during that time, if you really think about it, our headspace, everything. So and I think that as like actors and also like helping on set, it was like also like it was awesome to see y'all like have opinions about like the scene and stuff, and like I don't think that ever really happens in show business, which I think a lot of times the people there aren't like artistically trying to make people better. Usually the director and the actors are the talent and everything, but I think it's awesome when we have our friends, people we trust, people that are like, oh, I'm not gonna tell you that shot looked good if it didn't, or if you said that
Just
line
being
but it
honest.
didn't resonate, it's like cut, like that line, no, like do it again,
Yeah, no wasting time.
So honesty was amazing. So I enjoyed the overall process. It was definitely a battle for sure, but I think we ended up taking the war though, for sure.
Dom?
I enjoyed it.
The pain in his eyes when he...
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, no.
Dom had it hard.
Oh yeah, nah. The first I was just thinking about that camera on my shoulder for them 3 days.
all day.
Yeah.
PTSD, dude.
A little bit, just like a tad bit. But no, for the most part, I did enjoy filming with you guys because everyone did keep a great morale. We all joking with each other.
Yeah.
We kept it light, but favorite parts was when it was filming and I actually got the scene. like I could see, I'm like, okay, that's the one.
Mm-hmm.
I could already see it in the end, me end. I'm like, okay, I know for sure this is the one we're gonna go with.
Yeah.
And we have some really beautiful shots out there.
Yeah. Ty?
It makes me laugh because, now don't get me wrong, the filming process was great, and you know, you're saying, you can, when you saw the scene done, it was done. I'm over here with my microphone. There was just damn planes.
Right.
There was just aircraft. The entire. So I'm like. So my thing was like, all right, it's done. Let's go.
Yeah.
But I mean, you know, man, I've never been involved in anything like this ever. So you know, I was talking about like steep learning curve. So I do what I do best: jump in the fire, blind, baby.
Yeah. No, I thought you did a great job, man.
Been naked.
Bash?
You know what I'm about.
What did I enjoy about the
No, what was your perspective on it? Like the highs and lows of it. What was
highs and lows?
just what was your perspective? How like looking back on it?
The greatest time through the whole process, really, it was just being with you guys and having fun. You know, there's a lot of stuff that went down off camera that was just like, you know, it's like in the military, there's a suck. It's the suck. You're gonna be filming all day long no matter what. You can cry about it all you want, but you're gonna do it.
Yeah.
And then it's the jokes that are cracked in that time that make it the suck worth it. And we went through, dude, so many highs and lows through the journey.
Yeah.
It was awesome, man. It was
The conversations, starting to see everything.
Yeah.
Just meeting what we had, and you know, what we pictured more or less, which is funny because now that it's mostly done, you know, it's not at all how I pictured it turning out in my mind, but it exceeded all my expectations.
That's great.
Of how it looks.
Yeah, so kind of, I guess my perspective on it was that we definitely had lows, we definitely had highs, but I think the biggest thing was that everybody was out there like because they cared, and you saw that through like what you guys were saying, and that was like the willingness to like go outside of your job description and help, right? So I'm just super appreciative of everybody looking back on it. It was something that was tough, like super tough. We all know that. Like, we're not going to be shy about that. It was super, super hard filming as much as we did in 3 days, and fixing the problems we had to fix. But nonetheless, I think it was entirely worth it, and I would do it again with you guys if I had to. So, yeah.
The coolest thing about it, Doss, in my opinion, so none of us here received a fat paycheck. You know, you're an actor, you're the camera dude, you're the freaking cinematographer, the sound guy, you wrote the whole score. None of us received that. We all did it off of faith and love. We all did it for the love of art, and we all had faith in each other, and most importantly, we all had faith in you, because you painted the description, and we all saw it. We fell in love with it, and we fell in love with each other, as artists. And yeah, dude, we made something like really unique.
Yeah,
through faith. Through faith.
I think it's just very organic. We're all very organic already, like as individuals, you know what I mean? So I think it just poured into that. And I think we really just established too that, like, we're not just out here to be commercial artists. We're here to be fine artists, and we want our art to live and speak, and really expose the truth, because that's what art is for,
right.
is to expose that truth and that emotion and that that comparison of like masculinity, which this film is so. There's so many archetypal figures of masculinity in this film, and it's like you can see how the man, the mind of a man also gets kind of manipulated with all these different archetypes. It's like you have the cocky snob, and like the young kid, the playful. You have the more naive, young, and then you have the more aggressive, and it's like these aren't just external people. It's like these go on in like the minds of ourselves as well. So yeah, I just think that just the establishment of that we are all true artists, you know. It's like we ain't in no rush to be mediocre, you know. So it's like, and we ain't scared to fail either. So.
Right.
Absolutely. Like we all bonded over those 3 days. Like we're either going to like hate each other at the end of it, or like all love each other.
Y'all are my best friends, man.
And I learned so much from like
that
each and every
sunset
one
at
of
the
you.
end too.
Like
Was
so
like,
much.
dude, perfect.
Right?
It was like the weirdest thing. It was like this nostalgia of like, wow, like it's over.
It's a sign, you know.
It's like a bittersweet, you know.
It's heaven. That's what
I mean,
heaven is.
that drive home that night, that was like,
Yeah.
it was.
That was like
That was heaven, bro.
It was, though.
Yeah, it
we
was
all
beautiful.
died. We're actually dead right now.
So after talking about the highs and lows of the film, what were some things, Tyler, that you did after to kind of decompress from everything?
I mean, honestly, and funny enough, I've heard of this happening to musicians who get done touring. It's like a depression. You're going 100 miles an hour for like weeks on end, and then nothing. Like the train has stopped. So yeah, I was just like now what? So yeah, I kind of had to I don't know, pick the pieces up after that, as far as like getting into a routine. But you know, it was bittersweet. It was good to have that hard work done, but then it was just like, well, I'm not hanging out with any of you guys. You know, we're not like actively like working to create this really cool, unique thing. So yeah, the decompression process was a little bit of everything for me, but the biggest emotion was just missing the whole process, I think.
Okay. I definitely can relate, but Bash, we'll go with you.
Ditto.
Actually, I'm going to say something. I thought it was funny. It didn't even take Bastian 3 hours to already text me and say that this was like the greatest, or one of the greatest experiences of his life.
It
but
was
I'll let you.
The healthiest thing that I have probably ever done for myself. I usually do things for other people, but yeah, I realized that acting is the healthiest thing for me to do, to decompress my own self. You know, I hold a lot of things in, and to get that stuff out, you know, it was so I felt so peaceful for the first time in my life, really.
Yeah.
It was kind of cool that we were able to capture that on camera. I don't know exactly which takes the audience is going to see, but you know, those first ones, the first, I'd say like 3 or 4, they were definitely 100% me really getting it out, you know.
Yeah. And it shows, dude. It really does.
Yeah, I really hope so. I really hope that some of those were kept. I totally get it if they're not, you know. The vehicles in the background, there's like a whole bunch of other stuff that goes into play that can't be edited out, you know.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. But decompressing after the film, tricky.
Because I know you were on a high for a while. I remember that.
And really, that high was
Just
me
feeling
being
good?
at peace. I got so much out of me that needed to come out. Really, it really needed to come out. And you know, I had I don't really want to like go too deep into it, but you know, I had been through like therapists and stuff like that, through the VA counselors and stuff like that. It wasn't working at all, dude, at all. And that really it
just
worked.
clicked?
It worked for me, and that's why I texted you right after. I was like, dude, the next project, when are we? I think that's exactly what I said. When are we doing it again? Or do we need to reshoot anything? Like, when are we going back? And like, the next project, count me in. I will do it. I don't give a crap what it is, dude. I'm in. I will be in for the rest of my life. I know I may not have the same career like outside of acting for the rest of my life. You know, there's only so much building and creating that I can do, you know, until my hands get sore and I just am mentally done. But acting, I will forever be an actor. I will forever be an artist now, because it is the most incredible and most amazing thing
Yeah.
that I have ever experienced. It's so
And this will
you
forever
can't
be out
explain
there,
it,
man.
right? You can't
Yeah.
explain it, and like
This
you
will
have to
always
do
be
it.
out there.
It will
so
always be
your
out there,
kids
right.
and your kids' kids and your kids' kids, they're all gonna see it, man. And
Right.
yeah, I think that's the beauty in it. But Brian, let's jump to you. How was your decompression after filming?
Definitely listen to that playlist I made, for the set. 'Cause I always have like a playlist for every shoot or every job I do or anything like that. And no, it was definitely a bittersweet moment. It was a moment of like, like that what now kind of moment, just because like I said, we were going so hard for like those 3 days, you know what I mean? And it was longer than that, obviously, but just
months.
It was months, but those 3 days were just really like when we all gave it our all, like
The battle.
Yeah, like everything, like we gave it everything, and like I was like, 12-hour days, and you're like, no, like 15,
like
16,
20,
18, 20.
Right. Yeah,
We had a 19-hour
That
day was our
second day-
longest.
That second day was a 20-hour
And
day.
it's funny because like we'd all one of my favorite moments was like when we were done filming for the night, which was like 2 a.m. You know what I mean? And like we'd all still be like energized and wired up. And
couldn't go to bed.
Yeah, we
We
couldn't
were
go to
high
bed.
as shit off of our own selves, bro.
Yeah. We just couldn't go to bed. We were just cracking jokes, the fireplace and everything.
Fireplace.
So
I'll tell you what.
that was part of my decompression, was like just that enjoyment as well. Like I would say.
I never slept so good, I'll tell you that much, on that Sunday night when we were done. But anyways, Dominic.
Yeah.
For me, it was I had to decompress because I told you after we dropped off all the gear, I looked you straight and I'm like,
1 week.
don't talk to me for a week. Don't call me. Don't text me for nothing.
You told me that. Yeah.
Nothing for a week.
Yeah, and I tried saying I would decompress, but we'll talk about that in a second.
Yeah, but the reason why is because unlike for everyone else, the job wasn't done for me yet. I still have a bunch more to do, coloring, editing, all
Same
that.
with you.
So it's like, all right, I need to decompress for this week. Not touch the film, because I know if you had your way, you would have wanted to start editing that Monday.
Yeah, that next night.
But I'm like, let's take a break. This way we can both decompress.
It's healthy.
I tried to like watch film, TV shows. I hated every second of it because I just thought I'm like, could have done that shot better. I just analyzed everything.
That's
I'm just
funny.
like, I can't enjoy this no more.
Yeah,
That's so funny.
But I just try to decompress a little bit, relax. Even my girlfriend, like, she saw I was getting ready to go edit. She's like, no, relax. You need to.
That's my man.
So for me, it was funny enough, that sleep that I just spoke about was probably my only decompression, because that night, so the Monday that we brought the equipment back, you obviously told me that. Don't talk to me for a week. And I was like, I'm not gonna do
whatever.
it. Yeah, I'm not gonna do anything myself. That night I was already writing up how the scenes, how I want them cut up, how I want everything like put exactly. You remember, I already had everything written
You
out.
had a whole ass book full of editing notes ready to go as soon as we were ready to edit.
Yeah,
That's Dawson, dude. To a T.
Yeah,
Like I
and
said, man, there's that part of your brain that just never turns it off.
And then it's funny enough too, because what people don't realize is this post-production is, in my opinion, was harder than anything we did in like filming or anything, just because we obviously I welcomed my son into the world, so that took time. We had the holidays, that took time. We both got COVID, that took time. And there was just nonstop things that just, I went out of town for business for a while, and I just felt like there was nonstop things like pushing this film, because initially this was supposed to be released February 13th, or February 12th or 11th, Super Bowl weekend, for my birthday is when I was shooting for, but I'm happy we didn't rush it, but at the same time we set a pace for ourselves, which we did in April 29th, obviously is a showing for everybody. But so Decompressing, I did really none of that, but I don't think I need it. I felt like Decompressing for me was filming, because I have all this like built up that finally I was able to show you guys what I meant.
Get it out.
And so that was like decompressing for me. So kind of similar to you, where like filming was decompressing alone. That kind of ties into, again, the next question, and let's start with you, Ty. With the next question, going back to rehearsals, and let's even go back to as far as
First time we met.
first time you met and you heard about the story, and then even the time when you first read the script.
I remember.
During rehearsal and everything, was everything similar or not to what you ended up, what it ended up being?
The short answer is no.
Okay.
Not even like you know, it's. We were rehearsing in your backyard, essentially, just going over shots, scouting the location, just to wind up filming and being like, okay, this location isn't going to work anymore. Like, we need to like come up with something on the fly. You know, we had to react to the environment around us, making the film, as opposed to rehearsing when we're actionary. You know, meaning like it should go like this, but nothing ever goes.
We were in
according
the
to
high
plan.
school parking lot a lot of the time as well.
That was a fun night.
Yeah,
But
for the walking scene.
That's right. Tying up. I remember that.
But ultimately,
It's cold.
it turned out so much better beyond what I could have imagined it myself. Yeah, it shocks me because it's like I certainly didn't think it was going to be like bad or anything, but like it's good, man.
Good, Bash.
Repeat the question so I can get.
Yeah. So the question is, going back to when I spoke to you, for you, the car, and then during rehearsals, your idea of everything, and then after filming and what you've seen of it now, is it similar or no to what you were thinking?
Great question. Pass? No, I'm just kidding. No, you know, like we had mentioned already, you and I are just about as similar, like we almost have the exact same brain.
Yeah.
You know, so I was able to see exactly what you were saying. It was different. The setting I found very different. I thought that we were going to be more excluded. So in the film, you're really not even going to see that. I haven't, you know.
The film definitely feels excluded. It definitely makes it feel like you're
right.
you're out.
But while we were there acting, you know, on set,
we had
it was not at all. We were straight up in a neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not at all what I had imagined on set. But the overall story, the overall, you know, the finished product, I would say is pretty much what I was expecting. You know, it's a trip actually, because really how we discussed before we started filming what the thing is, you know, but it's even more so now, like whatever you want it to be. It's really whatever you want it to be. And you know, I was anticipating that, but even it is that now more than it was, right? I'd say everything turned out exactly how I thought it would be. Some of the scenes turned out better, more ominous than I thought they would be. You know, there's little things, I don't want to give too much away because I want people to watch it, you know, multiple times, but there are things hidden in almost every single scene if you pay close enough attention, you know. You'll see something too. A lot of foreshadowing. And I didn't anticipate that, all of the little hidden, you know, the heebie-deebie things, right? It's in every scene, it's in all of it. But I'd say overall it is what I was expecting, but even better.
Great.
Right.
Brian?
For me, I didn't know what to expect, honestly. At first I was like, how the hell is he gonna pull this off? You know,
that's right. I remember you asking me, like, dude,
like, bro,
how are you gonna do this when you first read the script? But
because I was like, dude, how are we gonna do this? I think all the shots were very different compared to what I pictured them personally. And I think, like I said, rehearsals can only take you so far. I feel like once we're there, it's like we're there, you know, and it's like it doesn't matter if like I envision coming from this angle or I envision this. If we have to change it, we have to change it, you know. So being very malleable on set was due to the fact of like just I think you just really push for those shots, man. You know what I mean? I feel like no one would have had that belief. I feel like, you know, if you would just have taken that to someone, you know, and been like, yo, I'm gonna film this with this budget and
in this location too,
and in this location, everything. And I don't think they would have been able to believe that, to be honest. So or even
attempt it.
And I think trust is something
I did.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's why you're a part of the crew, though. You know what I mean? And a lot of people said I did as well before, and then you know it didn't stay. But it's like I just feel that. Yeah, man. I just feel like
it was pretty similar.
Yeah, it was actually just different to what I expected. But I love that you aimed high, bro. You know, some of those shots, like I said, they don't look like
no budget.
Yeah, like a no budget film. You know,
yeah, they look great.
It was budgeted, but it was like practically
it's under 10,000. You don't count it. But But Dom, you kind of were speaking on that a little bit.
Yeah. So honestly, when I first read the script to when we got done filming, two completely different ideas in my mind. And then when I got more information of, okay, where's it going to be set at, saw the cabin that we're going to be filming at, I started shaping it more and more because, again, I had to edit the thing down too. So I just made sure to like already edit in my mind of how it's going to be, how the shots are going to look. But it was also, like Brian said, being malleable with it. So to be able to be like, okay, this is the right shot we should choose, or this one is, maybe try it from a different angle to make sure we actually get it, and just make to essentially just kill the ego and make sure to get the shot that we need.
Yeah, to get the job done.
Yeah.
It's a great choice of words that you both chose, though. Malleable.
Yeah.
Right. And resilient. We're very resilient. So everything bad happened to us, you know, but we came right back. We bounced right back, you know.
Yeah.
We're straight up rubber, brah. You know? We seriously, and malleable. We adapted to every situation, and we bounced back.
Yeah.
As a team. As a team.
Like,
everybody here did.
Well, Bash, what do you, like, I guess the best way to put it is, what does this mean to you right now, and will it mean the same in 5 years, looking back at this project?
Here we go, getting deep again. All right. Was my shovel dog. No. You know what, man? This meant so much to me, Doss, for real.
Yeah.
No, for real, it did. The story is about two brothers, you know, and something bad happens. And one of the brothers is kind of, he holds in his emotions, and he says, you got to do this if you want to succeed. Be this way. And in real life, outside of film, that happened to you and I, you know. And there were external forces that kind of wanted to, you know, maybe not have you and I remain brothers, you know. Yeah. But we did it anyways, you know. I really kind of like how in the movie I saw my life without you, and I did not like it at all, you know. So I think in 5 years, you know, when I'm babysitting old Grayson, you know, and he's calling me old Uncle Bash and stuff, and I'm getting him ice cream and stuff, I think the movie's going to mean even more to me because it's very personal. You know, it's very personal, this movie, to me.
Yeah.
I think that the story as well, you know, if you exclude you and I from the movie, our personal relationship, you know, I think the movie's going to be even cooler because everybody nowadays, it's remakes of everything. Yeah. I can't tell you, there's one movie that I can compare this to that, what is it, Ebenezer Scrooge, The Ghost of Christmas Past, all that kind of stuff.
Oh, that's funny.
The only thing that I can compare this to.
Even then, it's
totally
like,
different.
Yeah, it's
right?
way different.
Right, but this is very unique.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm drawn to when it comes to film, to art. I like everything to be different and unique. I want to see it for the first time. That's what draws me in. And I have no doubt in my mind this will remain unique. you know. Regardless of our brotherhood, regardless of you being my little brother, you know, this is going to be a very unique movie in 5 years. It will, and I will cherish it just for that as well.
Good.
Like, to add to that, you know, one, I think it's going to age like a fine wine.
Oh, absolutely.
It's going to
when we're all
mature.
super famous and stuff, we're like, oh, that was a sick movie.
But like, so yeah, let's, you know, all these remakes and all of these cookie cutter things you'll get on Netflix, and really, or even with like paintings, what's the difference between an original created thing made from love and like a fake copy of that painting?
Yeah.
The difference is passion. And that's why I think it's going to stick. You know, if I'm in a certain mood, I'll put on Star Wars just because the movie makes me feel a certain way. If it's, you know, like Halloween, I'm going to put on Halloween, Michael Myers, because that's in a certain mood. And I think because of this, again, just the passion that's in this movie, it's a mood. And when people are in the mood, you know, it's comforting because it's such a good piece of work that I think someone can just pull it up and just escape for a little bit.
Yeah,
You're right.
I agree. Dom?
Oh, can you repeat the question?
Yeah, so what does the film mean to you right now, and do you think that will remain the same in 5 years?
Yes, because for me personally, this is another stepping stone to create more things.
Yeah.
And this was you giving me my first opportunity to actually showcase my skills as a cinematographer and editor.
Yeah.
Because realistically, this was my first time doing any type of short film to this extent before.
Yeah.
And because of that, I appreciate you for believing me, man.
Thank you, man.
And this has allowed me to just go from here, just create more films, more pretty much anything at this point. Probably more, just
expanded your
yeah, exactly. Just expand what I can create and things that I can create for. And I just want to take that and push it forward to just make more better stuff than this, and just keep on just one upping myself every time that I do something.
Yeah, just get better. I love that, man. I really do, and I appreciate you, Brian.
I want to touch on some of the stuff he says. I think that definitely range. You know, I think that definitely. I feel like my increase in range and like what I watch, how I'm developing my artistic lens and my senses and everything. I feel like the opportunities that you provided me and that we've been kind of tag teamed on, and it's just has increased that range and has allowed me to like go into, you know, acting class and almost have way more set experience and like some of those actors that have been trying to do it for years, you know, and it's like I can see that, and it's like I was blessed with that opportunity to have a lens in my eye, you know, at an early stage. So I think you're, and I'm going to touch back to the question, but it's like I feel like you're really good at separating the science and the art, and like not many artists are these days. And it's like there's how you do something, which is a science, and there's how you do something, which is the art. You know, so it's like you're very good at that, and I think that this is gonna, like I said, this is gonna age well. And for me, it's just always gonna be nostalgic. You know, it's always gonna be something that. It's gonna be my movie, my Halloween, my thing that I go back to. So
the original Marlon Dean crew.
Exactly, you know, and I think Dawson has seen me go through so many ups and downs, you know, through this like all these films and stuff, and it's like and he's always just like pulling me back and picking me back up, and it's like we had to take that risk and put our names on projects that we weren't as proud of. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Just
and,
beginners.
Yeah, and it's like so you always made me believe that like don't. That Dawson, that Brian got us here. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like don't look back and be like, oh, we could have done this or we could have done that. It's always like moving ahead. So for me, that film I feel like is going to be a huge reason why I continue to do this the rest of my life. Like how you're saying, you know. So yeah, that's what that means to me.
You know what, dude? Everybody at this table, you said it and you just said it. Dawson, if it wasn't for you, dude.
Yeah,
no, for real.
Man.
No, stop.
Make me emotional.
If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be an actor. would you have
I wouldn't be
written a score for a movie?
And as a result,
Would you have been a
musician.
cinematographer for a movie?
Not this soon.
Yeah.
Right, eventually, right.
Yeah.
You were the stepping stone. You were already an actor on some shows that we can't, say whatever. Dawson, you provided us, dude,
Thanks, man.
Well,
that means a lot.
The stepping stone.
Well, and I think you believed in us too, man. And I think that's very important. There's people that are just it's because you need us. But it's it was never like that. It wasn't like, oh, Dawson's hitting me up because he just needs someone. You know what I mean?
No,
it was never that energy at all. And it was and that's what changed it from the beginning, because it's hey, bro, let's do something together. Next week gets a script. You know what I mean? It's it was really like that. So
you believed in me when I didn't believe in myself.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, come on, man. You guys are all just making me feel emotional now. So
I just really want to make you cry.
I know. I can't. So what it meant to me, as everybody knows, this is the 5th and final Marlon Dean short film. From here on out, we're doing features. So what this means to me is, if I had to compare it to something, it feels like I am graduating, and that I had all these people here, you guys, and even the people that aren't here today that helped, Jason and Kaysen, and just to name a couple. As much as I provided for you guys and provided you guys an opportunity to do all this, I also couldn't have done any of this without you guys and everybody else. So my appreciation to you guys, although I may not show it as much because I do have, a goal that I need to obtain, and sometimes showing emotion will derail you from that. I do appreciate you guys more than anything, and I think highly of you guys. There's nothing I wouldn't do for any of you guys, and that goes for everybody else that's helped me make film. But yeah, man, I take this as something that was the finished product of graduating from, this is what was our film school. Not all of us are privileged to be able to afford, or not all of us are able to, I should say, not privileged, are able to afford or be able to live next to a place that offers a great film school, and then Hollywood, and everybody's able to see you. So this was our film school, and I'm so happy to be graduating. So
we should all get center table, group hug, and have a good cry.
Yeah. But Tyler, what do you hope people take from this film?
I mean, gosh, that's a loaded question. From just a purely personal standpoint, just believe in yourself, and no matter how many times you may think to yourself, I can't do this, or it's too much work, it's going to happen. If you commit yourself fully to whatever it is, you're going to have some form of success in whatever it is you're doing, small or big. That's just going to happen. And as a film and as a piece itself, gosh, it just clicks on so many genres. I think it's something that if it's Halloween and you want a good scare, you can pull this up. If you reconnect with a brother, if you reconnect with an old friend, I think the film really just highlights the value of a deep connection, whether it be a family member or a really good friend. I really hope that the soundtrack, if people are so in the mood, will put on the soundtrack to.
Of course,
they will. You know exactly where I'm going with this.
Yeah, Spotify, baby. You're gonna post it on Spotify, Apple, everywhere, man.
I really need to. But yeah, man. I just think, oh man, in this vast world of films, and really even short films, we've just forever etched our little corner, and nothing can take that away from us. And
we did it.
It's going to be there forever.
Not many people can say that they did it.
Bash,
did it.
What do you hope people take from it?
I hope everybody can take a step back from their life and just appreciate the ones that are there that they're supposed to love, you know, whether it be your brother, your sister, you know. Family is it's rare for some people, but it's forever.
Yeah.
And hold on to the ones that you love, no matter what.
Because it can be taken away, like that, so fast.
Dominic?
Well, surface level, I want them to be like, ooh, that looks good. But on a deeper level, I do want them to take away the message of the film and realize just how much they should appreciate the people in their lives, their family, their friends, and not to take them for granted. Because, again, like Ty said, they can be taken away just like that.
Yeah. Brian?
I think for me, it's, I think I said it earlier, just truth, you know? Like finding the truth within it. I think every audience member has their own interpretation of what it means, but I think if they just internalize it and try to find their inner truth and what's true to them within that, I think that they could really take a lot from it. And I think as artists, we tend to use these things as escapes, like watching movies, music, painting, you know, acting as escapes. But I'm kind of changing my perspective a little bit and starting to see them as entrances. You know, it's like this isn't an escape. This is an entrance into a divine place. You know, so it's like so yeah. You know, truth for sure, and that's what I hope people take from it, because we put a lot of truth into it.
Yeah,
you know.
See, absolutely. See, for me, I think you guys hit it on the head, and I don't know why I'm getting emotional even thinking about this, but I hope. Oh shoot! Give me a sec.
Let it out. Take my hand. Well, let it out, baby boy.
To kind of touch on what we already discussed. I hope, obviously, what you guys already said about the story. I hope they take that, but I hope that people are able to see this, our journey from Sandman to this, and they see this film and they take it as like, you don't need to like go to the standard of feeling like you have to try out for things and you have to go and do things, and if people are not letting you in, then you can't get in. Screw that, man. You can do it yourself, and we're in such a beautiful age where you can do anything yourself. Just pick up a camera, write some stuff down, grab a couple buddies, and just get to work.
Found, dude.
And that's what we did. And I hope people. Oh gosh, I don't know why I'm getting emotional, but I hope people really take that from me. Ah, shoot.
While he's composing himself, one thing I wanted to bring up, you know, in conclusion, because this is the last Marlon Dean short film. This is the 5th one.
That's probably why I'm getting so emotional.
Orenda has aspects of all your prior films.
Yeah.
Sandman, it's creepy. You don't actually see the thing. Your mind.
It's a thinker.
It's a thinker. Your mind fills up all the scary things in it.
Yeah.
My Friend Noah, it's an emotional roller coaster. You have character growth and development for everyone in the film. Some Young Gangsters, there's a lot of action in the film. It's tense. It's
hardcore hitter.
Unique.
Guy, it's unique, right? No Country for Love, you know, it's an ambiguous ending. It gets you thinking. There is no the ending is whatever you want it to be.
Yeah.
And you pulled that off. So
very well said.
I think
thank you, man.
I feel like we're a hatched eaglet. I feel like our wings are spread and we're gonna soar, man.
So again, to finish it, I hope everybody just believe in yourself, and I promise you guys can go the distance. But anyways, guys, I really do appreciate every one of you. I can't believe we are almost done with this project, and we're going to be showing it finally to everybody. And
April 29th.
For the people that believed in us, thank you. For the people that didn't, thank you. Because, you know, whether this means something to you guys, it means something to all of us. And I'm just truly appreciative. Like I just appreciate all of you guys, and let's get to work on the next one, huh? So, okay, thanks,
Ain't
guys.
seen it yet? Go watch it.
Yeah, thanks.